Satila Ekadasi to everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Priti Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call, and wish you the same, and wish you all the devotees a happy Ekadashi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas. Happy Ekadasi to everyone. A small announcement. After the class, we will be reading Ekadasi Mahatya at the end after the Prabhuji leaves the call. Just want to announce about it. And happy Ekadasi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indulekha Karna Devi Dasi from Lincoln, wishing everyone a very happy Ekadashi.
Hare Krishna, Duleka Karuna Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shiv Guru and Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devi Dasi from Cincinnati.
Hare Krishna Yashamati Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, happy Ekadashi to everyone.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Shyama Gauri Devi Dasi from Charlotte, and happy Ekadashi to everyone, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Shyama Gauri Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati
Mataji,
Vasudha.
Dandavad Pranam.
Go ahead,
All
Mataji.
glories to Prabhupada. All glories to Prabhupada. All glories to Guru Maharaj. All glories to assembled devotees. This is Mohi Lakshmi from Detroit, and happy Ekadasi to everyone.
Hare Krishna Mohini Lakshmi Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. This is Varna from Atlanta, Mataji. Hare Krishna. I wish you all a happy Ekadasi. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Vardhana Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, is there anyone who would like to introduce on the call today?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to all the assembled devotees. This is Sushmita from Mississauga, Canada. Happy Ekadasi to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Susmita Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. This is Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please accept my humble obeisances. This is Krishna Priya from Vishnu Priya from Hyderabad, India.
Hare
Happy
Krishna.
Ekadashi.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Priya Mataji and Vishnu Priya Mataji, Dandavas Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I welcome
Hare
all of you
Krishna.
once again. Yes, Prabhu. We're just finishing with the introduction, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Yeah, welcome all of you once again. Thank you everyone for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are really fortunate to have His Grace Gaur Vilas Prabhuji to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam 7.4.4 onwards.
Mataji, we can skip introduction today because Prabhuji is already here.
Yes, Mataji. So, really we are fortunate to have you on this call, Prabhuji. Please accept all of our humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I hand over the call to you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, everyone, for this opportunity to serve. We'll begin with our prayers. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापतिकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नितिनामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, welcome everyone. Thank you for this opportunity to serve. We are discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam today. We are in 7th canto, chapter 4, verse number 44. Shri Yudhishthira Uvacha Devarsha etat ichhamo veditum tava suprata yad atmajaya shuddhaya pitadat sadhyavehyakam. Translation. Maharaj Yudhishthira said, O best of the saints among the demigods, O best of the spiritual leaders, how did Hiranyakashipu give so much trouble to Prahlad Maharaj, the pure and exalted saint, although Prahlad was his own son? I wish to know about this subject from you. Purport: to know about the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the characteristics of his pure devotee, one must inquire from authorities like Devarshi Narad. One cannot inquire about transcendental subject matters from a layman. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 25th chapter, 25th verse, Sadam prasangan mamaviri samvedo bhavanti ritkarna rasayana kathaha. Only by association with devotees one can authoritatively understand the position of the Lord and his devotees. A devotee like Narad Muni is addressed as Suvrata. Su means good and Vrata means vow. Thus the word Suvrata refers to a person who has nothing to do with the material world, which is always bad. One cannot understand anything spiritual from a materialistic scholar puffed up with material academic knowledge. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 1855, Bhaktya mam abhijanati, one must try to understand Krishna by devotional service and from a devotee. Therefore, Maharaj Yudhishthira was quite right in wanting to learn further about Prahlad Maharaj from Sri Narad Muni. Hare Krishna. So this is a very, very wonderful section of Srimad Bhagavatam going on, in which the subject matter of Uti is being described. There are 10 topics in Bhagavatam. Sarga, Visarga, Sthanam, Poshana, Uti, Manvantara, Isha, Anukatha, Nirodha, Mukti and Ashraya. 7th canto represents Uti. Uti means inclinations, pious inclination and impious inclination. Prahlad is the topmost representative of pious inclinations, devotional inclinations. And Hiranyakashipu is the epitome of impious inclinations. In this verse, Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking, why this Hiranyakashipu? He gave troubles to his own son. Generally, if the son is bad, then I can understand that father may be angry. But Prahlad, he was embodiment of all the good qualities. He had nothing but good qualities. Then why Hiranyakashipu gave trouble? And Prabhupada focuses on this principle of inquiry. Tadviddhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. So inquiries, they form a very, very fundamental part of a spiritual practitioner. Spiritual practice. Our life begins with inquiries. Small children, they keep inquiring about so many things. To inquire is fundamental to grow in life. When somebody inquires, then they grow. But people of this world, they inquire about the wrong things. That puts them under so many misconceptions. They ask about 8 things, as Bhagavatam says. Atma, Jaya, Suta, Agar, Pashu, Dravina, Bandhu, Rajya. Everybody in this world is asking about these 8 things only. About the body, about wife or husband, about children, home, wealth, relatives, vehicles, and property. And these 8 things, they occupy the entire consciousness of everyone in this world. Everybody is just inquiring. And Prabhupada would say, even the birds, they inquire. From the time one gets up, the birds, the animals, they get up and the birds start chirping. What are they asking? They are inquiring. So inquiries are fundamental. They are ingrained in every species of life. But when we inquire about the things of the world and people of the world, then the result is we never get satisfaction. We never get happiness. Because they are themselves fallible. Bhagavatam describes Deha patyatotradishu atma sainyashu asatsu api tesham pramatto nidhanam pashyannapi na pashyati. People of this world, they are inquiring about all these 8 things, thinking that they will protect me, they will give me shelter. But they themselves won't survive. How they can protect us? So Prabhupada writes, one must inquire from authorities like Devarshi Narada. And that is the fundamental principle of spiritual life, to inquire questions. Who am I? Why am I suffering in this world? And when we don't ask such questions, then we don't advance. And then people, they go into misconceptions. Devotees, they go into misconceptions if we are not careful about our inquiries. If we are not careful about our thoughts, we'll be confused. We'll always think, why this is happening to me? So therefore, it is very, very important to have right type of inquiries to avoid our consciousness from getting into misconceptions of life. Bhagavatam describes, if we inquire about the right things from right people, then for sure the paths to liberation are open. When we associate with right type of devotees, path to liberation is opened. Satam prasangam mama virya samvido bhavantirit karna rasayana katha tadajoshanada shvapavarga vatmani shraddha ratir bhaktir anukramishyati. When we associate with devotees, hear from them, Shraddha, Rati, Bhakti, Anukramashyati. One develops faith, Shraddha, and then when that Shraddha becomes solidified, it becomes Rati. Shraddha, Rati, Bhakti, and then Bhakti is actually Prema. So, Prabhupada writes in the purport, Prabhupada quotes this word, Satam Prasanga Mamviri Samvido. So Narad Muni is described as Suvrata. Suvrata means one who has taken a good vow. What is this good vow? I don't want to stay in this material world. That is the good vow a devotee has to take. Otherwise, most of the people they have taken a vow. I want to stay in this material world. I don't want to leave this material world. And therefore, they are always perplexed. Because everyone wants to be immortal. And people, they think that if we die peacefully, then it will be a successful death, you know. Few days back, I was giving class and one devotee asked, Prabhuji, if some people, they die in sleep, that is a peaceful death, right? Everybody wants to have a peaceful death, don't want to suffer. But actually, whether a person is living or awake or sleeping, the soul experiences the pain because the soul is attached to the body. We may not be able to see the person suffering when he's sleeping or she's sleeping and dies. But the only thing which we understand is either awake or sleeping, the person experiences pain. So therefore, we have to always be very, very clear. If we want to come out of this misconceptions of the world and become Suvrata. Suvrata means I don't want to take birth again. That is the vow a devotee takes. That's the vow we have taken. I don't want to take birth again in this material world. Prabhupada writes. A person, Subrat refers to a person who has nothing to do with the material world, which is always bad. The devotee knows, he has this firm conviction that everything about this world is bad. So therefore, devotee, he has no misconceptions about this world. People have various kinds of misconception. I am the enjoyer, I am the controller, I am the protector, and ultimately they say I am God. And we are so fortunate that the Lord and the devotees have taken us out of this misconception. At least theoretically, we understand this. I am not the controller. I am not the enjoyer. I cannot protect anyone. It is Krishna who can protect. This misconception is not there for devotees. At least it should not be there. Because that is the biggest misconception people have. I am controller and I am protector. That is the beginning of spiritual life when we start understanding. Realization is a far off thing. At least we should have this understanding. I cannot control anyone. I cannot protect anyone. As it is said, Prahlad Maharaj says very beautifully, he says, Oh my Lord, he is offering prayers to Nursing Day. Oh my Lord, if you neglect someone, parents cannot protect that person, the child. A doctor cannot protect or save the patient. A boat cannot take a person across the ocean if you neglect that person, oh my Lord. Balasya neha sharanam pitarau narasimha nartasya chagadamudanvati majjato now taptasya tat pradividhirya ihanja sheshtas tavad vibhotanubhritam tadupekshitana. Oh my Lord, if you do upeksha or neglect someone, there is no hope for that person. So therefore, a devotee should have this firm conviction. And I am just the instrument in the hands of the Lord. This misconception should not be there. That is a suvrata. I have nothing to do with this material world. I am not the controller here. I am not the protector here. It is Krishna. In the second canto of Bhagavatam, Brahmaji Narad Muni approaches Brahmaji and he tells, "Oh, my father, I have a question for you. I think you are the Supreme Lord. You are creating everything. You are protecting everyone. You are destroying this world when needed. I think you are the Supreme. But I have one doubt. Why are you doing this tapasya? Why? What is the reason? You are like a spider. The spider creates the web with its own ingredients, own saliva, maintains the web, and when needed, the spider can swallow the web also. You are like the spider. Urnanabhi ivaklamaha. Urnanabhi means spider. So he says, I think you are the supreme. Brahmaji had all the rights to say, yes, yes, Narad, you have understood right. I am the one. But Brahmaji, as a very honest and an authorized bona fide acharya, says, I am only recreating. Srijyam srijami srishto aham. I am only creating what is already created. People, under the spell of illusion, they think I am the supreme. He says, Vimohita vikathante. Under the spell of illusion, they think that I am Jagat Guru. Mam vadanti Jagat Guru. But I am not. I am not the supreme. So therefore, he is very clearly saying that I am not the controller. No misconception. And Brahmaji knows that I have only one service here. To create this universe and to make my life perfect. Otherwise, I have nothing to do with this world. That's how Krishna conscious path creates. It cuts off all the misconceptions. All the material misconceptions are cut off. When one practices bhakti, one becomes suvrata, strongly situated in this principle that I have nothing to do with this world, and whatever I am doing in this world is only to develop my relation with Krishna by this process of devotional service. Sadri chino hyayam loke pantha shema akuto bhayam shushila sadhavo yatra narayana parayana. Sadri chino, it is certain in this world, pantha shema. Shema means the path of auspiciousness. The ultimate welfare for people in general is what? Narayana Parayana. Only a person who is Narayan Parayan practicing bhakti. This bhakti is the most auspicious path. Shema. So therefore, the devotee has this firm conviction that by practicing this process of Krishna consciousness, I am practicing the most auspicious thing. Therefore, he never gets confused. He never gets into misconceptions. In the beginning of the creation, when Brahmaji, he heard tapa, he did tapasya, Lord appeared, and the Lord, when the Lord appeared, Brahmaji prayed, offered beautiful prayers. Supreme Lord said, "Oh Brahma, do you know when you were bewildered, searching everywhere, you heard tapa, tapa. Who spoke those words? I spoke those words. And who gave you faith and believe those words? I gave that faith. Who gave you strength to do tapasya? I gave the strength. And now I have appeared in front of you and you are offering beautiful prayers. Who is giving you intelligence? Who is giving you words? I am giving. So where is the question of, thinking that I am controller, I am the doer? Matchakathang matstotram matkathabhyudhayankitam yadava tapsite nishtha saesha mat anugraha. Oh Anga, oh my dear son, matstotram. Now you are chanting these beautiful prayers. You did tapasya, you had faith, I gave everything. So a devotee has this firm conception, a firm conviction, sorry. A devotee never gets confused and bewildered thinking, I am the doer. I am doing everything. I am doing all these wonderful services. I am preaching. I am bringing devotees, people close to Krishna. No, it is all mercy of the Lord. I am just the instrument. It is all mercy of the Lord. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Kaviraj Goswami describes, Adhama kakere koila garuda saman swatantra ishwar tumi swayam bhagavan. I should never think I was qualified for this seva. Adhama kakere koila garuda saman. Oh my Lord, you are supreme independent Lord. You can do anything. You can make a adham crow, a most inauspicious bird, crow. You can make it into a Garuda. Lord can do anything. Everything depends on the mercy of the Lord. And if we take shelter of the Lord, then we will not get confused. Because Lord can do anything. Ambodhi sthalatam sthalam jaladitam dhuli lavashailatam shailo trinakarnatam trinakulishatam vajra trinakshiнаtam Vahni shitalatam himam dahanataam ayati yasye chaya Leela durlalita bhutabhyasinine krishnaya tasmai namaha. Rupa Goswami describes in Padyavali the powerful, inconceivable potency of the Lord. Ambodhi stalatam, he can make ocean into a land. Sthalam jaladitam, he can make land into ocean. Ambodhi stalatam, sthalam jaladitam, dhuli lavashailatam, he can make a grain of dust into a mountain. Shailo trinakarnatam, he can make mountain into a grain of sand. He can make a blade of grass into thunderbolt, thunderbolt into a grass. Vahni shitalatam, he can make fire cold. He can make ice hot. Anything is possible. If Lord is merciful, he can do anything. Whatever skills, whatever capacity, whatever knowledge we have, it is all mercy of the Lord. If we are able to resist the temptations of Maya, it is mercy of the Lord. Because ultimately, it is all given by Krishna. Shabda ke paurusham rishu. Krishna says, I am the strength in the humans. This fundamental principle is very important to be remembered. I am nothing. One time, Prabhupada was giving a class and he said, I will never fall into Maya. And every devotee said, Jai Prabhupada. After the class was over, Prabhupada went in front of the deities and he was praying. And very intensely he was praying. So one devotee, he asked, Prabhupada, what are you praying? Prabhupada said, I am praying that I may not fall into Maya. This devotee was bewildered. Prabhupada, you just said you will never fall in Maya, and now you are praying like this. Prabhupada said, because I am praying, that's why I will not fall into Maya. That is the shelter. Our prayers are our shelter. That gives us strength. Devotees are our shelter. Ekaki yamara nahi paaye bala harinama sankirtane. Tumi kripa kori shraddha bindu diya deho Krishna nama dhane. Krishna se tomar Krishna dite par tomar shapati ache. आमी तो कंगाल कृष्णा कृष्णा बोले धाई तब पाछे पाछे. That is the mood of a devotee, always feeling I am nowhere, I am no one. Oh Vaishnav Thakur, Krishna is yours, you can give me Krishna. I am fallen, I have no strength, so therefore I am depending on you. So a devotee is always dependent on the Lord and other devotees for the strength. And that's why Brahmaji says, do you know Narad Muni? My words, they never go wrong. My mind never goes towards wrong things. My senses, they never go towards sense gratification. You know how is this possible? Because I have caught hold of the lotus feet of the Lord with great zeal. That is the only qualification I have, which keeps me free from all the negative things in the world. Na bharati vyanga vrishopalakshate, na vai kvachinme manaso vrishagati, na me rishikani patantya satpate, yadme hridautkanthyavata tritovari. Hridaya utkanthavata. I have caught hold of the lotus feet of the Lord with great zeal. So this is what is expected from a devotee. All of us, we are practicing Krishna consciousness, but what is required is to catch hold of the lotus feet with great zeal. We may catch, but very loosely. And one jolt is enough to just throw us away. Because if we are not catching hold of a strong thing in the ocean, in the midst of a hurricane, will be blown off. When the temptation comes, when Maya is really giving us strong temptations, when the mind is creating so many illusions, if you are not catching hold of, catching hold to the lotus feet of the Lord and taking shelter of devotees, will be blown away. So they are our only shelter. That will keep us away from misconceptions. That is a Suvrata devotee. I have nothing to do with this material world. When that will happen? When we take shelter of the Lord and devotees by sincerely praying, chanting, serving. Prayers are very, very important. They are crucial. They are indispensable. It is not that we should pray whenever there is need. No. It is compulsory. Every moment we have to be in a prayerful mode. Then our mind will be focused on Krishna. If we are not constantly praying to the Lord, then it is very difficult to advance. By our 2 hours of chanting, what are we doing? We are praying to the Lord. By reading of Bhagavatam, by hearing Bhagavatam, what are we doing? We are developing our consciousness to pray. So ultimately, everything in spiritual life, bhakti, depends on our intense prayers. Because that is what attracts Krishna. If we are not praying enough, hard enough, intensely, seriously, Krishna will not give mercy. Then we will always be in misconception. And because of that misconception, it leads to confusions. We get confused sometimes. Arjun was confused in Bhagavad Gita. And many times in our life, we are faced through so many situations where we are really confused. What is the right thing to do now? No matter how confusing the situation may be, what we can do is we have to take small steps towards Krishna by praying. by consulting devotees. As Chaitanya Charan Prabhu says, when you don't know what to do, you should know what to do. Very interesting. Whenever we are in confused situation, I don't know what to do in this situation. We should have our, emergency measures ready. It is not that when there is fire, then I'll dig a well. No, we should know where are our emergency buttons so that we don't have to spend time searching them. Arjun knew what to do when we don't know what to do. Arjuna, he was such a great devotee of the Lord, personal friend, associate of the Lord, spent his whole life with Krishna. He can go into confusion. And practically he was crying. For a Kshatriya to cry is not easy, right? For a man to cry, it is difficult. For a man to cry in front of everyone, more difficult. Nobody will do that. And for a Kshatriya to cry in front of the entire army, we cannot even imagine what is the situation of Arjun. But we have to understand this one principle, however big one may be, life will throw us in a situation where we'll be confused, we'll be bewildered. So Bhagavad Gita teaches us, it is a journey of a spiritualist from the state of confusion to the stage where one becomes free from confusion. In the beginning, Arjuna is saying, I cannot fight, O Krishna. I am really confused. I don't know why I should fight. Guruna hatva hi mahanubhava. Shreyo bhaktam bhakshamapi loke. I am ready to go to the forest and beg. I can't fight. I don't know what to do. Please help me. After hearing entire Bhagavad Gita, what Arjuna is saying, Nashtamoha smriti laptva tot prasadat mayachyuta. So life may put us in so many confusing and bewildering situations. We should know what to do. Approach a devotee. Take shelter of senior devotees. Take shelter of scriptures. They are our shelter. They are our real shelter. In this age of Kali Yuga, which is the age of distractions, and one of the weapons of Kali Yuga is confusion. Kali Yuga is meant to confuse everyone. Confuse everyone by you just enter one mall. To buy one small toothpaste, you have hundreds of brands available, right? So much confusion. Which brand to buy? Everything, everywhere there is confusion. If somebody comes to spiritual life, so many philosophies, hundreds of philosophies available in the world. Which philosophy to follow? Very difficult to understand. So if we are not clear in our basic understandings, it will lead to misconceptions. And misconceptions lead to confusions. And if we still are not aware and come out of this confusion, we'll glide down to the next stage of illusion. Because when we are confused, we take false things as real. That is called as Maya. Maya means illusion. So confusion brings a person into illusion. Prabhupada was on a morning walk with a group of devotees and they were on a beach and one devotee said, Prabhupada, the ocean is looking so beautiful. Prabhupada said, yes, material world is like that. From far it looks beautiful. When you go inside, it will suck you. And if some of you have been to Jagannath Puri, the ocean of Jagannath Puri is very rough. And if we are not careful enough, the ocean will suck you inside. So this is the illusory world. where everyone and everything is advertised as if it will give us the greatest joy and happiness. All the billboards, all the advertisements, they are promising us. They are selling illusions. And people buy those illusions, thinking that this will give me happiness. But Bhagavatam and scriptures they describe all the things of the world, they are like dream state. Atmaya rite rajan parasyano bhavatmanah na ghatetartha sambandha swapna drashturrivanjasa. Shukdev Goswami saying in the second canto, 9th chapter. He says, this entire world is a world where illusion is at its peak. People think they will enjoy, but whatever the experience is like a person enjoying in a dream state. Actually, the soul has nothing to do with the material things of the world because soul is spiritual and the world is material. They are two incompatible things, right? How can material be compatible with spiritual? But we start identifying. Just like a person entering a movie theater. What is the first thing which happens in the movie theater? All the lights go off. It's complete darkness. When a living entity enters in this world, he's covered with a covering of darkness. That is called as Avaranatmika Shakti of Maya. And then what happens? Another light starts. It's projected. That is called as Prakshepatmika Shakti of Maya. Another identity is given. We forget Jivera Swarupa Hoye Krishnera Nityadas. We forget all that. And we start thinking as Aham, Ishwaro Aham, Aham Bhogi, Siddhoham, Balavan, Sukhi. We start identifying ourselves with all the designations of the world. And that's where suffering starts. The only way for a person who is sleeping, what is the only way for him to come out of the illusion? Of the dreams he's saying, just get up. That's all. But it is not so easy. For a person who is sleeping, it is easy to get up. We are sleeping on the lap of Maya. And material nature does not allow us to get up. So therefore, till the time a person is sleeping, in the dream, a person may see that a tiger is chasing him and he is running and he is sweating. And in the person will be shouting in the dream. And the person is sitting besides, awake. What he does? He laughs. Just see he's dreaming. And the dream he's shouting. What he has to do? Just wake him up. But material nature does not allow us to get up. And the pure devotee who is awake, they are aware of the suffering the jiva is going through. For a person who is sleeping, that pain is real for that person. He really suffers. The person who is dreaming really suffers. Although the suffering is illusory, but for a dreaming person who is sleeping, that suffering is real for him. His heartbeat will increase, he will be sweating, he will be shouting. All that is all illusory. That is what is happening with us. Because we are identifying ourselves with the things of the world, we suffer. And the devotees, what they do? They are awake. They come and they shout, get up, oh conditioned souls, Jiva Jago, Gaura Chandra Bole, Koto Nidra Jao Maya, Pishachira Kole. Why are you sleeping on the lap of Maya? Get up. Till the time we get up, the suffering will be real. As Prahlad Maharaj says, I am really suffering seeing the conditions of the fallen conditioned souls. I am not so much concerned about my liberation because I know I am already liberated from this material existence. I will cross this ocean very easily. Naivodvijay paraduratyaya vaitaranya Tvadaviryagaya mahamritamagna triptaha Shochedado vimokachedasa indriyartha Maya sukhaya paramudvato vimudhan Naiva Udvaja, I am not disturbed by this material existence, oh my Lord. Shoche, I am just lamenting for people who are conditioned. Vimukacheta, they have turned their face away from you. They are running after the Maya Sukh. Maya Sukh means illusory happiness. They are so foolish. They are completely in illusion. What are the illusions of this world? High birth, beautiful body, wealthy family, fame of the world, Janma Ishwarya Shruta Shri Vir Edamana Madapuman. These are the illusions. If we want to come out of this illusion, the only way is to take shelter of bhakti. Otherwise, this is a very, very dense illusion. In the cold season, there is a fog sometimes. And everything is covered with fog. Parikshit Maharaj, he is discussing with Shukdev Goswami how a living entity can be relieved from the hellish situation. Shukdev Goswami says, well, they can do some tapasya. Parikshit says, oh, that is like an elephant bath. They'll do tapasya, they'll do atonement, they'll do prayaschitta, and after that, they'll be purified of the sins, and then again they'll do tapasya. What is the big thing about it? It is like elephant bathing. Shukdeva Goswami says, well, they can practice jnana marg, they can do tapasya, they can practice brahmacharya, they can control the senses. Parikshit Maharaj says, that's better, but still, that is like burning of a forest. All the creepers are burned, but in the next rainy season, what happens? They again grow because the roots are again intact. Then Shukdeva Goswami tells very powerful verse. Kechit kevalaya bhaktya vasudeva parayana agham dhunvanti kartsnena niharam eva bhaskaraha. Only means only, no other way. Kechit, kevala bhakti, only by devotion, not by anything else. Kechit kevalaya bhaktya vasudeva. Bhakti unto whom? Should I worship some devta? Vasudeva parayan, only unto Lord Vasudeva. What happened? All the sins are destroyed. The roots are destroyed. Inclination is destroyed. Complete pure, just like when the sun rises, the fog of illusion is completely dispelled. Krishna Surya Sam Maya Hayandakar. Yaha Krishna Tahani Maya Radhika. If we want to come out of the illusions of this world, we have to catch hold of this rope of devotion which we have been given. We have fallen in this well, right? Somehow, by some unimaginable fortune, we have got this rope of devotion in this well. Devotees have thrown this rope. Srila Prabhupada and all the Acharyas, Mahaprabhu has thrown this rope of devotion. What we have to do? We have to just catch that rope with all the strength. So one devotee came to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, please give me your mercy so that I can follow your instructions. Prabhupada said, my mercy is that I have given you instructions. Now you have to follow it. If somebody is fallen in the well and the rope is thrown, you cannot demand, let my fingers curl around the rope. No, sir. You have to do it yourself. Nobody will do it for you. That means devotees will always help us, but we should also be strong enough to catch hold of that rope of devotion. Otherwise, we will lose it. Personal strength is very important. Otherwise, it is very difficult. Manasi japani jushte laptapato dushte timir gahana rupe hanta sansara rupe ajita nikhila raksha hetu sansara daksha upanaya mama haste bhakti rajju namaste. Manasi ja, a person who has fallen in the well, he is bitten by the snake. What is the snake? The snake is taking birth from the mind. What is the snake? The snake of desires. We are bitten by the snake. We have been bitten by the snake of desires. And we have fallen in this deep dark well. Labdapatos vidushte. And what is this well? Timerukahan, all dark. Oh Lord, you are Ajita. You are unconquerable. You are famous for protecting your devotees. You are expert in protecting your devotees. Ajita Nikhila Raksha. Hetu Sansara Daksha. You are Daksha. So please, oh my Lord, please give me this rope of devotion. Upanaya Mamahaste Bhakti Rajju Namaste. Bhakti Rajju, the rope of devotion. We have got this rope of devotion, right? What we have to do is just catch hold of that with all our strength. Because for a person who's fallen in the well, that rope is the only way to survive. Many times, even after practicing bhakti, we don't catch hold of this rope sincerely and strongly enough. And we start taking shelter of some other things also. Okay, bhakti I'll do, but I should take shelter of some other things. I should make good relations with people of the world. I should know what is happening in the world. What is the use? Spending time in newspapers, spending time on knowing the political things happening in the world, what is happening in Hollywood or Bollywood, what is happening in the social media. Why? We have to take shelter only of one thing. We have to catch hold of only one thing. Everything else is asat. Everything else is temporary. To the extent we catch hold of this rope of devotion, to that extent, devotees will, when they'll pull us, will rise above. Otherwise, we'll fall down again. Because it is not an easy path. And devotees, and what we have to do, we have to just catch hold of that rope. And who is doing the hard work to pull us up? The devotees. So we should understand that every devotee around us, they are really working hard to increase our faith in Krishna. We should never think that I am on my own practicing and advancing. No, we are made of mercy of devotees. Every devotee praying for us is increasing our faith. And we may be thinking, I don't know who is praying for me. But the fact that we are still continuing our practice of Krishna consciousness with great enthusiasm, we should know that there are many devotees who are praying for us. They are pulling us up. by their intense prayers. And that is what we should also do for other devotees. Keep praying for them. We have to help each other. There are redwood trees in America, very huge, very tall. And their roots, they are not so deep. Generally, if the tree is very tall, they are grow for hundreds of meters height. Tallest trees in the world. But their roots are not so deep. And they grow in the mountain regions. But they can survive hurricanes. They can survive intense, winds, rains. How is it possible for them to survive, although their roots are not so deep? The people, they found that these trees, their roots are intertwined. They may not go deep, but they spread laterally and they are intertwined. So in our beginning stage of Krishna consciousness, or in whatever stage of Krishna consciousness, we have to have close association and thick loving relationship with devotees. They will save us. They are our anchors. Because they will protect us. They will save us in difficult times. They will bring us out of the illusion. And personal strength is also needed. If we are not personally strong enough, if we are not intensely practicing, then to cut off this illusion is very difficult. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is described how Raghunath Das Goswami, he wanted to leave everything and go to Jagannath Puri to serve Mahaprabhu. He was running every day he was running away from home. And the father, he was the richest person, Govardhan Majumdar, and his uncle, Hiranya Majumdar. They were the richest people, landlords. He was the only son. He had most beautiful wife. But still, all these things, they had no attraction for Raghunath Das. Raghunath Das had no attraction for them. Every day he would run. His parents had employed guards, 12 guards, to catch him if he runs away. Every day this was the affair. He would run away, they would catch him, bring him back. His mother became really upset. Putra batul hoilai harakha bandhiya, tar pita kahe tare nirvinna hoiya. Mother is telling, our son has become mad. Putra batul hoila. Pagal ho gaya. He has become mad. Please bind him and keep him bound. Father was also very upset. He says, foolish lady, I have bound him with the ropes of loving wife and the wealth of Indra. Indra Samaishwari Istri Apsarasam Aisab Bandhite Nari Leko Yaraman. If all these things could not bind Raghunath, how will the ropes bind him? Chaitanya Chandrera Kripa Hoyache Ihare Chaitanya Chandrera Batul Ke Rakhite Pare. Our son has received mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who can keep the madman of Lord Chaitanya? Krishna Pada Padma Gandha Jana Pae Brahma Loko Adi Sukha Tare Nahi Bhai. A person who has experienced the Gandha, the fragrance of the lotus feet of Krishna, how can he get attracted to any other thing of the world? When the heart is so full of Krishna, nothing else can enter the heart. Our problem is many times we don't fill our heart with Krishna. We fill our heart with Krishna and so many other things also we keep putting sometimes, thinking that because this is needed, right? I have to be aware of the things which are happening in the world. You are staying in temple, what do you know about the world? Yeah, we are worldly people, we are walking outside. We have to know what is happening in the world. Okay, no problem, please go ahead, but don't spend much time. Because the nature of the material world is once you enter, it is many times one-way journey. Maya Devi will say, just try this one more. I have one more thing for you. Just see, it's also beautiful, very attractive. You'll enjoy it. And all of us, we have experienced. And as soon as you start surfing or going through the videos on YouTube or Insta, one after another, something keeps popping up. And we think, oh wow, this also is looking great, interesting. And then we spend so much of our time. We have to be very, very alert. We have less time with us. We can't afford to waste time. We have to fill our hearts with Krishna. Krishna Pad Padma Gandha Jai Janapaye Brahma Loka Adi Sukha Tare Nahi Bhaye. Then all the other things will not affect us. And if we are not careful, then the illusions of the world will create fear in us. We will be fearful. And that's why people of the world, when they are into illusion, I can enjoy. This world is for my enjoyment. When things go wrong, they become fearful. In the writings of King Bhartrihari, there was a great king Bhartrihari. Ultimately, he renounced. There is another story we'll discuss some other time. Some of you may be knowing about him. He wrote 100 verses, Niti Shatak. In one verse, he describes there are 9 causes of fear in this world. Bhogi roga bhayam kule chuti bhayam vitte nipala bhayam mane dainya bhayam bale ripu bhayam rupe jaraya bhayam shastre vadi bhayam gune kala bhayam kaye kritantar bhayam sarvam vastu bhayanvitam bhuvinrinam vairagyam eva abhayam. A person who wants to enjoy the body, he is fearful of disease. Bhogi rog bhayam. Kule chuti bhayam. A person who has taken birth in the high family, he is fearful. Will they give my property, my rights? The person who is very wealthy, he is fearful of tax. Vitte nripalat bhayam. A person who is given all the respect, he is fearful of insult. Mane dainya bhayam. A person who is very strong, powerful, he is fearful of another powerful enemy. Bale ripu bhayam. A person who is beautiful, he is fearful of old age. Rupe jaraya bhayam. Shastre, a person who is very intelligent, he is fearful of another and more intelligent person. Shastre vadi bhayam. Gune khala bhayam. A person who has good qualities is fearful of people who has bad qualities. Kaye kritantar bhayam. Person who is attached to the body is fearful of death. Everything in this world creates fear. How to come out of this? Vairagyameva bhayam. Only vairagya. Only detachment gives fearlessness. And that detachment will come when we take shelter of the Lord. The more we take shelter of the Lord, the more we'll become fearless, because that is the assurance Krishna gives. That is the assurance Lord Ram gives. Sakrideva prapanno yastavasmi vichayachate avayam sarvada tasmai dadami etat vratam mama. I have taken a vow to give fearlessness to anyone who comes and tells once, oh my Lord, I am yours. So this is how we have to understand that to the extent we are aware about the illusions and the misconceptions of the world, to that extent, we will have this conception, conviction I have nothing to do with this world. That person can become Subrata. As Prabhupada writes. That's why Subrata, Narad Muni Subrata. So therefore, he knows, he has no misconceptions. And when we approach a Suvrata and ask, serve, and be submissive, then we also become Suvrata. I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Any questions anybody has?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for this very, very wonderful class. It was really helpful, Prabhuji. There are few hand raises. I will call one by one. Vasundhara Devi Mataji, you can please ask your question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandrat Pranams. First of all, as usual, great insights from your session. As it's always so interesting to hear about newer insights, simple yet subtle, and very, very challenging also to apply in day-to-day practice is what I felt, at least in my level, Prabhuji. Today you spoke about two things, something very new to me, Prabhuji. Avarnatmika and Prakshepatmika. Please, sorry, excuse me if I pronounce wrongly, Prabhuji. You said these are something like a covering and one factor pulling down. I was not able to understand, Prabhuji, this is one thing. And how do you relate it to the three material modes of nature? So is it something similar to that or is it something different, Prabhuji?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mataji, for this question. Lord has two potencies, three potencies, Antaranga Shakti, Bahiranga Shakti, and Tatastha Shakti. Antaranga Shakti means internal potency, Yog Maya. Bahiranga is Mahamaya, and Tatastha is Jeev, all of us. So, when a living entity enters this material world, Mahamaya, she starts acting on him. And Mahamaya has three roles. Vidya, Avidya, and Pradhan. So the Pradhan provides all the ingredients of this material world. Because material nature is the Durga Devi Mahamaya is also creating this material universe. Because that is the first thing which comes in this material world from Mahavishnu, Prakriti. I will not go into the detail of that. So Mahamaya has three Shaktis: Avidya, Vidya, and Pradhan. Pradhan helps in this material universe. Vidya potency helps a living entity when they want to come out of the illusions of the world. So we have always heard that Maya Devi is always working to take us away from Krishna, but that is just one part of material Maya Devi's workings. That comes under Avidya. But Mahamaya has a Vidya potency also. In that Vidya, she helps a person to realize the Atma or the self. And those who are not interested in spiritual life, they come under the Avidya potency of Mahamaya. So this Avidya potency, what she does? So this Avidya potency has two parts, Avaranatmika and Prakshepatmika. So Avaran means the covering. I give the example, theater. When the person enters, the lights are off. That means the layer of ignorance covers. So when we come in this world, we get covered by the ignorance. We forget that I am servant of Krishna. I am supposed to serve Krishna. We forget that. And then another identity given to us. That is, I am controller. I am the enjoyer. I am the proprietor. That is called as prakshepa. Prakshep means something is projected on entity's consciousness. Because that's why we have. And material nature does it through the various ways. The three modes are the ways material nature binds the person. And that's how the Shakti works. Somebody bound by the mode of goodness, passion, or ignorance. So that is how this material Mahamaya is working. Okay.
Follow-up question on this, please. So Vidya and Avidya. So is this offered to every jiva once the jiva enters the material world, or is it? Okay, sorry. No, is it offered to every jiva, and it's the jiva's free will to accept or not accept? Is it, Prabhuji?
Okay. So this avidya potency starts working as soon as one enters the living in this world, because that's why we have come here for. But when a living entity, after trying to enjoy this material world for many, many lifetimes, he realizes, I'm not able to be happy here. Then he starts thinking, is there something more than this? Am I this body, or I am something different? Am I Atma? When this type of thoughts start coming in the living entities, then Mahamaya helps them by giving the vidya of the soul.
Okay.
Otherwise, avidya is always working.
Okay. That means unless the jiva opts for it, it's not offered by Mahamaya. Unless the jiva asks for it, it is not offered by her. Right, Prabhuji?
Yeah. Vidya potency does not, unless a person inquires about the self, Atma. But the Vidya potency can only give self-realization, Atma realization. If someone wants to become devotee of the Lord, then that is given by Yogamaya. Mahamaya cannot give devotion. Mahamaya can give self-realization. But the devotion is by the Yogamaya potency, Ladini Shakti, that is Radharani.
Okay. Last one follow-up question, if you don't mind, Prabhuji. We have heard or we have read across Mahamaya or Prakriti or material nature is also called as separated energy of the Lord. I didn't understand. We all understand Bahiranga Shakti, but I didn't understand why is she also called as separated energy of the Lord. Would you mind throwing light, Prabhuji?
Because the Bahiranga Shakti, which manifests as Prakriti, is different in nature. It is not spiritual. It is manifesting separately, which is matter. Lord is spiritual. And when something gets separated from the Lord, or when something is separated from our body, that is a separated energy, right? So if somebody gives some organ donation or blood, that blood is a separated energy. So when the material energy, Prakriti, manifests from the Lord, it becomes separated energy. That is simple English understanding. It is separated from the Lord. That's why it is called a separated energy. But still it is energy of the Lord only. Because everything ultimately comes from the Lord. Dravya kala chakarmascha swabhavo jiva evacha vasudevo paro brahma na chanyo arthvasti tattvataha. Second canto, 5th chapter describes this. Whatever you see in this world, dravya, kal, karma, swabhava, jiva, everything is coming from Vasudeva only. But they are all separated energies.
Oh, okay. Got it, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Grateful to you. Hare Krishna, Dandavad Pranams.
Hare Krishna, I request Sukhakar Krishna Prabhu, you can ask your question.
The video is not open, video is locked. The video. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Gaur, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Dandavad Pranam. Accept my humble obeisances. Prabhu, you were telling about lastly that Suvrita. That exactly that you told about the 9 like richness, the wealth, something about 9 points you told. And The solution is to become fearless by surrendering to the Lord.
Correct.
So that Suvrita, what exactly you told, the Narada Muni, the no misconception, Narada Muni, but we all are.
If you can read the purport, 7444, Prabhupada writes, Su good, Vrata means wow. The word Suvrata refers to a person who has nothing to do with the material world, which is always bad. That is Suvrata. So that is how material world is bad. So I have nothing to do with this. I don't want to do anything with this world. That is the Vrata. That is a good Vrata. So a pure devotee or a devotee has taken a vow. I don't have to do anything with this world. So that is called a Suvrata. Okay?
Yes, Prabhu. But Prabhu, one thing is, we are able to understand everything theoretically by doing. But when we come to the practical life, again, the Suvrita really doesn't manifest. In the sense, you get slipped off somewhere and out of control, but you know very sure where we are going wrong. So how to make it very, very strict and make a boundary like Lakshman Rekha, not to go that side, just be in this side, so that Yogamaya will take us.
शक्नोति है वयः शोढुं प्राक् शरीर विमोक्षणात् काम क्रोधोद्भवं वेगं सयुक्तः सुखी नरः. Krishna says, till the time we have this body, we have to continue to struggle. If we become pure devotees, for pure devotees there are no such struggles. But till the time we are not purified, the struggle will go on. There are two types of people who are happy in this world. Just for example, two types of students are happy in the school. Can somebody tell me? You know,
one is first who is the best. One is the best, and one is the foolish person who doesn't know what is he doing.
And the students who are most troubled are in between. They have heard, they have read few topics, few chapters, they want to pass, but they are not so much, aware also and well versed also. That's the situation of people in this world also. There are two types of people who are happy. क्लिश्यति अंतरितो जना यश्च मूढतमो लोके यश्च बुद्धे परम गतः तौ भौ सुखमेधेते क्लिश्यति अंतरितो जना. Moodatam, most foolish, he is
mad,
and who is absorbed in sense gratification, he is happy. And buddhe paramgata, pure devotee is happy. But taubhav sukham, ye dono sukhi hain. Who are disturbed, klishyati antarito, ye jo beech wale hai na, those who are in between, the sadhaka bhaktas, all of us, at least I can say about myself, always disturbed because we are trying to leave material energy, sense gratification. We are trying to approach Krishna, but this is also not, we are not able to leave it completely, and we have not tasted Krishna completely. Bhakti, Krishna Bhakti Ras, always disturbed. Till the time we are not purified, the struggle will go on. What we have to do? Just tolerate. Shaknoti hai vyashodum. Shaknoti. Please tolerate, Arjun, Krishna is saying. Kab tak? Till when? Till the time we have your life. Till the time you leave this body, please tolerate. Hare Krishna.
Tolerate what? Tolerate all troubles and all? Tolerate all the
temptations, all the sufferings which are coming in our life. We have to learn to tolerate them. Not getting bewildered, seeing our own anarthas, seeing our own temptations which mind gives. We have to learn to tolerate it. And that is the first verse of NY. Vacho vegam, manasa krodha vegam, jiva vegam, mudro
vegam, etan vegam, Prabhu, for that, the mind control, that is the biggest problem. Mind control. How to control the mind. The mind is running like a monkey.
We have to just, so that is the problem, everyone. There are no shortcuts. We have to just pray, beg, cry, in front of the Lord, when we are chanting, when we are reading, when we are serving, to that extent we will be serious enough. To that extent, Krishna will control our mind. We cannot control our mind. He is Rishikesha. Tumi Rishikesha, Rishika Damiya. He is Rishikesha. We cannot control our senses. We cannot control our mind. We can just use our mind and senses in Krishna's service. Krishna will control them. That's what we can. Hare Krishna.
Super, super. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Radha Mataji, please ask your question.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhu, in the beginning itself of the class, you were mentioning that how we believe ourselves the controller and proprietor. So, on a practical side, as a sadhaka, can we do something where we can come out of this controllership mentality, or it's just a process of purification? We get better and better, or detached from this mentality of controllership?
In the beginning, consciously we have to cultivate this understanding that I am not the doer. When we get something, we should always know it is in my care, it is not mine. So in the beginning, we have to be aware, consciously remind ourselves, and slowly seeing our consistent endeavors, Krishna will make that consciousness ingrained. Then we will naturally, spontaneously remember. Now we have to consciously remember that this is not mine. My family is not mine. It is given to me so that I can take care of them. They are children of God. Whatever wealth, whatever influence I have, it is given to me. I have to use it in Krishna's service. I am not the controller. So consciously we have to cultivate this consciousness. Then slowly it will be ingrained. That's why Prabhupada would always say it is an art we have to learn. Prabhupada writes in Nectar of Instruction also. It is a devotional service, is a sort of cultivation. We have to cultivate this consciousness. It is an art we have to learn. And to the extent we become expert, it will be spontaneous. Just like when we start learning car driving, we are very conscious. Oh, where is the clutch? Where is the brake? When to do what? An expert driver doesn't have to be conscious. It is unconscious competence. So in the beginning, we have to be conscious of this understanding that I am not the doer. Nothing belongs to me. And then slowly it will be ingrained. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Dandavat.
Thank you, Prabhu. Next, I request Parima. You can ask your question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for this wonderful and insightful class. Prabhuji, I had heard it in a class, I think, that when a person wants to become a devotee, the Mahamaya acts as Yog Maya and takes the person towards Krishna. So can Durga Devi be considered as Yog Maya also? And, or are they totally different?
They are totally different energies of the Lord. Okay. As far as I have read, this is not the case.
Okay.
Mahamaya can take us only up to self-realization. That is what she does.
Mm-hmm.
But we are taking shelter of Radharani. Ladini korai Krishna Ananda Swadan, Ladini Radware kore Bhaktera Ocean. So Ladini has two roles: to give pleasure to Krishna and to nourish devotees. So when a person comes to the process of devotional service, he is directly under the Yoga Maya potency. Of course, till the time he is not purified, Mahamaya keeps working on him or her. But the process of devotion is only awarded by Ladini Shakti, Antaranga Shakti. So that is how it works. It is described in Chaitanya Charitamrita, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes in Jaiva Dharma. In great detail, all these topics are given.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you for this clarification. I was a little bit confused. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. And next, I request Ananga Kishori Mataji, you can ask your question.
They are not unmuting.
Maybe
Okay.
I'll read a question from chat by then. Shivakumar Prabhu is asking that devotee association is always insisted as lifeline of sadhana. But as we take the association more deeper, there is this familiarity breeds contempt. Mindset kicks in that makes the anarthas on both sides manifest as time goes by. That strains the association. Please share some insights, your wisdom, as to how can we approach association more maturely.
By regularly reading and hearing about the importance of Vaishnava Sangha, we can be aware, we can remind ourselves how crucial it is. When we are in association of devotees, we will see some devotees, they may be having some bad habits, some conditionings, some peculiar things which we may not like. We should always understand that they are all secondary things. But the primary lakshan, symptom of a devotee, is he or she is practicing Krishna consciousness. Radhanath Swami Maharaj, one time he was asked that many times we see non-devotees having good qualities and devotees showing bad qualities. And we feel like, I don't want to associate with these devotees. How to handle the situation? Radhanath Swami Maharaj said, yes, this is a very often, very common situation in many places, because we are not in society of pure devotees. We are in society of struggling sadhakas. Maharaj said a very important line. He said, deal with the externals while focusing on the internal. When we see a devotee doing something wrong, of course, we have to deal with the problem. But we have to focus on the inner consciousness of this devotee, that he or she is devotee. That will prevent us from doing Vaishnava Aparadh. I think last time we discussed this principle of Vaishnava Aparadh in detail. How we to be very, very careful not to do Vaishnava Aparadh while in family. One Mataji, I think, asked that question also. So we have to be always careful that, okay, although they are very close friends of mine, devotees or family members, and I know their faults, but they are not the primary things I have to focus on. I have to focus on the devotional qualities, and I will deal with the practical problems, but I will not offend them because of their faults. Because Krishna never tolerates offenses against devotee. So that's how we have to be always reminding ourselves. He is a devotee, she is a devotee. All the other things come later. I'll deal with the problems, but I will not disrespect this person. Disrespecting, that is not at all, there is no place for disrespect in Vaishnava dealings. We have to be very, very respectful. At the same time, taking care of the practical realities. So that's how we have to keep hearing about the Vaishnava Sadachar and the Vaishnava Sangha. Bhagavatam is full of such stories, right? One small offense, such big reversal in life. So all these stories, they make us realize how important Vaishnava Sangha is. All the great devotees, when the Lord is standing in front of them, what are they asking? Dhruv Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, what are they asking? They're asking for association of devotees. So all these things, they increase our respect towards the devotees. So that's how we have to always remind ourselves. Always keep hearing. We are forgetful, We keep forgetting. And then we become casual in our behavior, then we start disrespecting them. Having good, thick, close relationships, that is recommended. But there should be a basic, fundamental, foundational principle of Vaishnava Sadachar. That we cannot forego. That is compulsory. So that is how we have to always be aware of. Hare Krishna. Another question is there. You said devotees rescue us, but unfortunately in family life, only Vani is possible, no Vapu. So the enthusiasm doesn't stay consistent. What to do if we don't get opportunity to associate with pure devotees as much as we would like to do? See, when we talk about association, it is not about pure devotee association, because if you start searching for pure devotees, first of all, how will you find that he is a pure devotee or she is a pure devotee and he is not? Devotee association is recommended. Who is that devotee? Who has pure faith, who has understood the principles of Krishna consciousness. That devotee we should associate with. And if because of some reasons we are not able to associate physically, whatever is needful we should do. What can be done? Online, in COVID times, we have discovered so many ways to associate online japa circles and online classes, whatever. Krishna reciprocates with our sincerity and enthusiasm. If we are showing our enthusiasm and sincerity, Krishna will award association. It will come. Till that time, we have to show our enthusiasm by doing whatever we can. So that's what we can do.
Thank you.
So what's the difference between self-realization and God realization? Self-realization means realizing Atma. I am not this body, I am soul. God realization means realizing Bhagavan. There is a difference between Atma realization and God realization. Of course, they are so very close. But even Mayavadis, they are aware that we are not this body. But they don't develop God realization. Even Brahmavadis, they know we are not this body. But their God realization is only up to Brahman realization. We are interested in Bhagavan realization. That is given by the practice of Bhakti only. Can you please give the reference for the shloka? So that comes from Padyavali. I can search and I can send to Shama Gauri Mataji. She can put on the group. Currently, I can search. Just let me search just a minute. So this comes in Rupa Goswami's book called as Stavamala, which is always also quoted in Padyavali. I have put it on the chat, but The words may not be proper because it is Balram font. Anyways. Okay, any other questions?
Hare Krishna.
Or we can
There
answer.
there is one last question from. Yeah. No problem. I think that's the last. We can. There are no more questions. We can end
Prabhuji, what
here.
is the verse number?
I'll put on the chat, Mata. I'll send you. I'll message you.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhuji. Very, very wonderful class and very beautiful answers even. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your value.
Blessings of everyone. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Jai. Pancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa
कृपा सिंधुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
Jai.
जय जय
Peace, grace.
जय
Gaur Vilas Prabhuji ki
Jai.
jai.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Haribo. Thank you,
Hare
everyone.
Krishna.